Attention all podcasts of the Solar Federation. We have assumed control. We have assumed control. We have assumed control.
The Intergalactic Boombox.
Do you want to hear a potassium joke?
Okay.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, it's right there on the periodic table. Anyway, why does Snoop Dogg always carry an umbrella?
I know this. For drizzle.
Yeah, for Rizzle.
Hey, have you heard of the movie Constipation?
Oh, yeah, but it hasn't come out yet.
Welcome to the Intergalactic Boombox, a podcast that makes the Callisto Protocol game launch look
Smooth as a baby's buttocks.
I'm Kyle Hebert, whose voices in my head occasionally escape and enter your ears.
Oh.
Like Drew Grime of the
True Crime
podcast.
Yes.
So, Drew, what mystery are you working on this week?
The puzzling case of William Skagg, the Muffin Man.
Huh.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Is he the one that lives down Jewelry Lane?
Close, but completely wrong.
Oh, man.
Penny Lane. Or was it Abbey Road?
I knew a guy named Maxwell there.
Ah, the one with the silver hammer.
That's him.
That guy owes me money.
Okay.
Anyway, William Skagg lived on a diet of energy drinks and potato chips while gaming on his Commodore 64.
That is some cutting-edge tech.
Agree.
So, why do they call him the Muffin Man?
Ah, that's the mystery.
Oh.
Hell if I know.
Okay.
Supposedly, he only answers if you call him by his complete name.
William Skagg? William Skagg, the Muffin Man?
Yes. A conundrum within an enigma, wrapped inside a riddle.
Okay, so where's the true
He
crime?
never paid for approximately $638 worth of energy drinks and potato chips.
Well, there's your answer.
How do you mean?
He's a chronic shoplifting muffin man who's apparently named William Skagg. Solved it.
Well, crap.
Right now, let's tip our hats to the cats who tipped us sats. The coolest way to support this podcast using Boosts. Custom amounts of micropayments within a free Podcasting 2.0 next-gen podcast player app. Our weekly Sat Cats. Walter W. sent us 500 sats and says, "From my nipples are inverted, brah. Good day, brah." Yay for inverted nipples. If you find any value in the content you hear, you can put a monetary value on it and give back to the content creator in-app as you listen. You determine when and what amount to send. Now that's power, my friend. Visit newpodcastapps.com to see links to all the awesome free apps from super awesome devs taking podcasting to the next level.
The question of the week.
What superpower would you have? Top WK1 sent 508 sats and says super speed, aka the Flash or Impulse. I love to run, but I'm not fast. Normal marathon time is 9:45 miles, and I would love to be faster. Lavender 9999 says time manipulation, for sure. Nothing would beat being able to never be late for anything ever again, or being able to stop time to take care of some stuff I forgot to do last minute. Plus, it would be so fun to stop time to pull some goofs. Hero of Light, the 13th, says, I'm still stuck on the super speed versus spider powers debate. Honestly, the pros and cons of both feel too even for me, but they're both literally the things I would want. One for All's strength boosting quirk from My Hero Academia is a decent all-arounder one, though, so I guess that'll be my cop-out answer. Phil King says probably teleportation or shape-shifting. Yes, I'm a big fan of teleportation myself. Sir Warrior says electricity. Brendan says making copies of myself that I can fully control and they won't just disappear for no reason. Making copies. Britt Halas says, I want to be able to turn into animals. Oh, I just had vision of this really crappy early 80s TV show called Manimal, starring Simon McCorkindale. These cheesy transformation effects. Cosmic Dawn says, to create what I think. That's very artistic of you, Cosmic Dawn. Justin Green says, healing for others or self. A worthy cause indeed. Superior Chief says it's a triple tie between changing my appearance, teleportation, or invisibility. Fletch King wants the superpower of mimicry. Counterfighter wants to be a mind reader. Austin Sisk says luck. Fishy wants to wipe out or alter people's memory. I have a feeling that would be used for bad, more so than good. Alejandro Saab, fellow voice actor, says teleportation. Yay, another teleportation fan. Awesome. Roman Rodriguez wants Chinese rocket versus Billie Eilish's stinky fire farts. Yes. Stargyle Flores says shapeshifter. Marcus Maximum says teleportation. Yay. Elements energy manipulation or shapeshift. Philip says cryokineticism. Oh, there's our $10 word for the week. J. Thomas Gordy, we knew we were going to get one of these eventually. Flying. Iffy Aardvark wants to be invisible. Little Dragon Girl 19 wants to breathe underwater. My fear of drowning would be eliminated.
Question.
What movie or TV show do you quote the most? My go-tos include Star Wars, any of them honestly, but especially the old trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, a lot of love for some classic Mel Brooks. Even Spaceballs, though it's not nearly as good. And, of course, OG Ghostbusters. It seems like every occasion brings a barrage of useless trivia to mind. That or song lyrics, which I see in just about every line of dialogue I perform when voice acting for anime or game projects. But I also notice that directors do that too, so it's always fun. And that's my directing style too, since I've been directing mobile games lately. I'll see the line of dialogue and it just makes me think of a song lyric, so I'll sing the song lyric and crack the voice talent up. It's a great icebreaker. So your friends ever hear you rattle off a reference and either continue with the next line, like a Monty Python sketch, or do they just stare at you like you ran over their dog? Boost your reply in a Podcasting 2.0 app, so you'll be participating and supporting this show. Or you can hit me up at BoomboxPod on Twitter. Microsoft is moving ahead with long-term plans after plunking down $69 million in acquiring Activision Blizzard. The company that brings you everything from Candy Crush to Warcraft could now possibly be getting Call of Duty onto Nintendo consoles. Now, Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation have been enjoying this mega blockbuster first-person shooter franchise for years. Crossplay? That's the best of all worlds, man. Who needs to be a victim of gatekeeping when you don't happen to have the platform a certain game is on? But not so fast. The Federal Trade Commission launched a lawsuit to prevent the acquisition from actually going all the way through, citing that Microsoft could withhold games from rival systems entirely or manipulate pricing and even quality. But Nintendo is an obvious rival to Xbox, as is Sony for that matter, so their legal team are confident in being more than prepared to show that they're not in monopoly mode. Call of Duty wouldn't look as pretty on the Nintendo Switch, but I bet it would open up the franchise to a whole new audience. But we could be seeing some Call of Duty in the next couple years, maybe? So are you a loyal Switch owner who wants to try Call of Duty, but you don't have Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation? Console exclusives are a win for the companies, but cross-play options are a win for all gamers. Decades ago, there was a cable TV premium channel called HBO. Home Box Office. Then HBO Go, and then HBO Now, and then people were thoroughly confused. And then came HBO Max. And now that Warner Brothers and Discovery have merged, Discovery Plus and HBO Max are now going to be fused together like a Dragon Ball thing, and then supposedly will eventually be known as simply Max. Whoa! As soon as this spring, according to a report on Giant Freakin' Robot. It's been controversial times with the budget and programming cuts over at HBO Max, Warner, Discovery, whatever you want to call them right now. Most notoriously with the permanent shelving of Batgirl. The makers of that mostly done project say they will be meeting with James Gunn and the new folks over at DC Films to see if they can get it out there for fans to finally see, despite the early word being that it's a real stinker. Meanwhile, Black Adam is set to lose roughly $100 million from its not-so-great box office run, which is more money than Batgirl's entire budget of $90 million. I didn't see Black Adam, did you? The reviews are not great. And from everything I've seen, it kind of looks like every other superhero movie, just kind of generic. Maybe I'm suffering superhero fatigue. I do like Dr. Fate, though. I like Pierce Brosnan, and I like the character. I used to read Dr. Fate comics back in my college days, actually. Now, James Gunn and Peter Safran have only been in their new positions at DC Films for a month, and they admit there is a lot of shuffling around to be done. Decisions must be made. And rumors are that Wonder Woman 3 could be on the chopping block. What? Unlike Batgirl, Wonder Woman 3 is only in development at this time. Now, with all these Warner Brothers DC properties in a state of flux, I'm actually surprised Doom Patrol is still around. It's escaped the wrath of the budget cuts, a show that is definitely not typical superhero fare. And it's highly recommended if you haven't seen it, man. I feel Brendan Fraser's comeback began with this show. Season 4 just started. Check it out. Doom Patrol on HBO Max. Apple Music is getting a new karaoke-like feature, Apple Sing. Yeah, the battle of the music streaming service is heating up because I don't think Spotify offers anything like this, at least not yet. Developer beta testers can try out Apple Sing now with select artists and songs. So if you click on the icon to get to the lyric screen, you might see an additional mic icon. Now, if you click that, you'll be presented with a volume fader, which raises or lowers the vocals on the song you're listening to. Not entirely, but enough for you to kind of sing over. So looky there, folks. Now you won't have to leave the home to get plastered and butcher songs.
Pour some sugar on me in the name of love.
James Cameron's long-awaited sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, is almost upon us. And at 3 hours and 12 minutes running time, you may be asking one question.
Yeah, actually, why?
No, that's not the question. Pretty much all of his movies are long.
Well, when's it coming to streaming? Because I can't wait to watch it in all its visual big screen splendor on me phone.
No, that's not the question either.
Since this flick is longer than it takes Grandpa Bloopelsnorfs to shave his diffowoozles,
What?
I'm thinking, at what point during this film can you go pee and not miss anything?
Bingo! That's the $1 million question. And luckily, Jimmy Cameron has an answer.
Great! So, is this like the Run Pee app? You know, the one that tells you the hour and minute and scene when it's safe to go relieve your bladder?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it'll get listed on that app eventually, but opening weekend, you're probably on your own.
What did old Jimbo say, Captain?
He said, quote, anytime they want. They can see the scene they missed when they come see it again.
Oh, I get it. Pay twice as much to see it again.
Yep.
So you can miss a different scene.
Right?
Brilliant marketing, mate.
From my top-secret underground bunker in Pahrump, Nevada, Conspiracy here with all the news you can't use. So pay attention. You may learn something. Or probably not. Probably overestimating your intelligence. People fight over all sorts of things. Money, relationships, work. Well, 2 dorks in a casino in Mississippi went to blows. Over, get this, a game of golf. What a bunch of hooey. And one of them paid an unexpected price. Ever hear the phrase, bite off one's nose to spite their face? Well, Mark Wells saw fit to bite off his opponent's nose, then flee the scene in his Tesla. He eventually turned himself in, but the victim's booger launcher was never found. The assailant faces up to 7 years in prison for disfiguring the dude. Thanks to Mark's cannibalism, maybe the newly formed Lord Voldemort can exact some revenge. Rectum Sempra! Page 2. Ever sit there wishing you could look like rock singer Dee Snider? Well, after having your goals intensely scrutinized by your therapist, you'll be pleased to know that the glam shock rock band Twisted Sister is getting their own makeup line. Yep, you can now paint your face, do your nails, the whole rigmarole. Say, Herbert, this sounds like it's right up your alley. You already look like the spawn of a Cardassian and a Kardashian.
I listened to Twisted Sister back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
And you know what?
What?
I'm not gonna take it.
What are you gonna do with your life?
I want to rock.
Oh, I don't care, nitwit. It was rhetorical.
I love you, Ken.
Go marry my ex-wife. It's a fate worse than death. Page 3. If you're wishing someone would bring you some figgy pudding every Christmas, you're probably British. Because even though we sing about it, we have no friggin' clue what the hell it is. On top of that, now Spam, yes, the makers of mystery meat, have a limited edition flavor, fusing pork, sugar, water, salt, potato starch, and sodium nitrate with figs and orange flavors, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, ginger, and allspice. Great googly moogly. It makes fruitcake sound delicious. And I'm spent. That's all the news you can't use. And if you can use it, you're more hopeless than I thought. Conspiracy here from my dump in Pahrump.
Aw, look at the time.
The Intergalactic Boombox is not eligible for free shipping. Transportation provided by Rickshaw's Rickshaw Rentals. Not available in most households without the express written permission of Carrot Top. Remember, kids, Ernest Hemingway once said that he learned a great deal from listening. Most people never listen. So apparently he saw this podcast's download stats. What? Anyway, till next time, doodles.